Hello guys, welcome. You're welcome to my YouTube channel, and in this video I'll be talking about how you can calculate your profits on your POS from your POS business. How you can calculate your profits on your POS business. My name is Esther, popularly called Aesthetic Marketer. I'm a business owner. I run the physical or the offline business, and also I run the online business. I run a POS business. I run a manufacturing business whereby I produce ice block, and I run a business center. And in my online business, I'm a social media specialist. I run an online media agency where I help brands, I help businesses, and I help organization. I help them market and advertise their products and services online, making them massive sales and increasing their return on investment. I also manage social media platforms for organizations, for business owners. I help them to position their brands online. I create visibility for their businesses online. And in today's video, I'll be teaching you how you can calculate your POS business profits. When I started my POS business, calculating my profits was very, very challenging to me. And because I never know how, I run into so many losses. I lost money a lot. At the point I was so frustrated. I was talking to someone, telling the person that I don't think I can cope with this business because it is choking. All the capital that I'm putting into it, and it's as if everything is disappearing. I was scared, I was tired, I was frustrated. So I was asked if I calculate my profits, if I have any calculation for how I do the business. I said those that I know that run POS, they don't calculate anything. They said no, you can't just do that. You calculate to know when there is any mistake from your own end, when there is any issue at all. You'll be able to know how to solve that particular issue. But if you don't have any calculation for the business, how would you even know if you made mistake? How would you even know if a customer didn't pay? How would you know if a transaction was declined? So this and many more is the reason why you must calculate your profits on daily basis. And there's a two-way you can get to calculate your profits from your POS, regardless of the POS you're using, either the bank or the company. There are two ways that I have tried and I'm using. The first way is you going into your back end. That's, after you've when you want to start your POS business, they will after you've registered, they will give you the soft copy of to the soft copy whereby you'll be able to track all your transactions, to track all your business. It will be on your Android phone. I hope you know that. So you either use that method, the one on your Android phone, to calculate. I would have showed you but my it's on this phone that I'm recording. I'm doing this video with, so I can't show you. But I make use of both. So you either calculate through your Android back end, the app the soft copy on your Android phone, the back end, or you calculate using um you calculate from the POS directly. That's in the sense that anytime you do a transaction, you do a transaction, you you keep the receipt. Okay, you keep the receipt. POS machine always give out two receipts, one for your customer and one for you. The essence for that one, that agent's receipt is for you to be able to track how you've gone, what you've done so far, to track record of the transaction that have happened in that particular day. So when you keep that receipt, as you're making transaction, you're keeping the receipt, you're keeping all the receipt. At the end of the day, you bring them out and start analyzing. Though to me, that's a double work. So what I do, another way that I do, a simpler or simplest form, a way that I've actually simplified is that I I I I, I get a book, an exercise book. This is my, I think, the fourth or fifth book that I'm using thereabouts. So what I do is that you can see, I rule out a tabular form where I have all the title, just like a bookkeeping. Then you have you have the dates, you have the time, you have the name of the customer, the customer that is on the account. Then you have the bank account, the bank name, then you have the account number. That information is for those that are doing deposits. You understand? For the deposit, you need to get the information of the bank, because the reason why why I document like this is because over time, after I've initiated a transaction, the customer will come back and say, the person has not seen it, or the person say it no enter, or the person, and a whole lot of stories. So I'll just come back here and check the date, check the time, and check the amount of the deposit, the amount of the deposit. Then I have my I have my charge rates, the normal charge rates that I charge all my customers. Then I have my profits for the deposit charge rates, then the transfer amount, then I have the charge rate for the transfer, and I have the profit. I have my profit from the transfer. Then for the withdrawal, you see the withdrawal amount, the charge rate, and my profit. Then the bill payment and the charge rate. So the essence why I do this is that at the end of the day, I'll be able to calculate, give the sum total, add each transaction profit for that day. Each transaction profit, I'll add up the profit for the withdrawal. I will have the total at the end of that day transaction. I will add up the profit for my transfer transaction also, from beginning to the end. I'll write the sum total at the bottom. The deposit, same thing. Then I'll sum everything together. And after you're done summing the profits together that you derive from the deposits, the transfer, and the withdrawal. After summing the three or the four, I do bill payments also. I pay bills, I do recharge card. So after summing those profits together, you'll be able to know the total profit you've made for that day on POS business, the total profit you make for that day. And how will you know if you make profits? Let's assume you started your POS for that day with 50,000 naira. After calculating your profit on all transactions. You have your opening. I do have my opening balance and my closing balance. So my opening balance would would be a particular amount. So at the end of the day, I'll be able to like, okay, yes, I've I've gotten the money that I started, that I opened with for today, and then this is the money on top. Then I would tally it with the total of all the transaction profits that I've calculated. If it's correct, I will know that yes, I made it for that day. But if there are any issue that the results weren't in accordance, I will know that that I've made a mistake while doing one transaction or the other. So I will go back. Then that at that particular time, I will use my back end on my app, my POS software on my phone. I will start tracing those transactions. Where have I gone wrong? what what have I done wrong? Have I actually given someone money that I wasn't supposed to give that person money? Maybe the payment, or the payment was declined and I still gave out the money. So when I go through that, I'll be able to understand what actually went wrong. So it is very important, very important to always calculate your profit on all transaction every day, to avoid story that touches the heart. Because if you don't do, you just be working and you won't even understand. If you won't understand the amount you're making a day, you won't even understand the amount you're making in a month. So for me, doing this every day, having my calculation every day, I am able to like, okay, this month I do better. Okay, last month the transaction was not that. Oh, this month, yes, you'll be able to know what you're doing that is not working. For instance, how I came up with me knowing that yes, I needed to tweak my price was because the record I was getting was not the profit that I was making in some months was not encouraging. So I needed to change my strategy. I started reducing the charge rate of some transactions. You understand? Started reducing it for customers so that I won't keep on scaring customers away and I won't keep losing sales. So that's the essence of calculating your profits, your POS profits every day. Please, every day. And there's something that POS machine does. If your transaction, like if you've made a transaction for like 2 weeks, the older record will wipe off. So if you think you want to be piling up records that okay, at the end of the month I will do everything. No, it doesn't work that way. It You won't get the results like that. So it's better you calculate your profit on a daily basis. No matter how tired you are, it's your business. Find time to do the calculation. And by so doing, you'll be able to understand if you're actually making progress or not. Remember, it is from most people that runs a POS business. It is from that POS business they get to take their day-to-day expenses from. They have to feed their family, they have to buy this, buy that. And what if you don't have a record of what you're doing? After you're done spending your profits, you start spending your capital. So it's not encouraging. So if you want to venture into POS business, or you are into POS business but you've not started calculating, keeping record of your transaction, please start it. Please and please start it. If you want me to give you the template of how I did mine, or of how I'm doing mine, you can send me a message. You can send me a message, or just send me a message via the comment section. I'll be there. I'll answer all your questions as regarding record keeping, transaction profits, and every other topic, every other thing that you needed to know from your POS business. So, if you find this video helpful, please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on the notification button because I am very, very intentional to give out real time knowledge, real time value that will help save and then promote businesses to the next level. So, guys, I love you. Ciao, ciao.